Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. Today we are live on location at the Chatham Brewing Company in Chatham, New York. Way the hell upstate, right? Just below Albany, New York, our state capital. I've never been here before. There's the sign right there. They got a whole assortment of beers here and ciders and all sorts of wonderful stuff. A full food menu. So I decided to drop in, have something to drink, have something to eat, but while we're here, do a little work and actually review a new album that I know you guys have been waiting for a while. So we're talking about the brand new release from The Who, self-titled, called The Who. All right, this has been out a couple of weeks now, maybe about a month. Some really, really good tunes on here. You know, it's like The Who have released very few studio albums since the passing of Keith Moon. All right, we had, those couple of early 80s releases. Okay, we had the album that came out, 10, 15 years ago? God, it's like they've only really had 3 studio releases since Moon passed away. Okay, Endless Wire was the most recent one. It feels like a million years ago. All right, but they've come out finally with this new one that's been worked on for a while. It's basically just Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey at this point and a whole other cast of characters. This is the self-titled release, The Who. Okay, it's pretty good. Pretty memorable. I think Townsend's trying to get back to writing those rock anthems that he has been known for the last 50 years. And while it's not a hard rockin' or heavy album by any means, I think the tunes on this album are a lot more memorable than some of the previous Who releases post Who Are You. There's a lot of really nice acoustic and electric textures. If you're looking for Pete Townsend doing the windmilling and cranking on the power chords, there's not a lot of that. But more importantly, I think that Roger Daltrey sounds really, really good on this album. You know, and I've seen The Who a few times over the last decade or so, and sometimes live he's hit or miss, but on this studio album he sounds really, really good. So you got some really standout tracks on here. There's about, a dozen or so tracks. All This Music Must Fade and Ball and Chain are the 2 tunes that kind of kick off the album. And for me, they're like the strongest songs on here. But there's a lot of other really good tunes on here. Break the News is a really cool, kind of folky pop tune that's catchy as all hell. And for me, almost kind of sounds like the Beatles. Never mind The Who. It almost has a Beatles flair to it. Rockin' in Rage is another good kind of up-tempo rocker. Again, not heavy, but still really good. She Rocked My World is very strong. What else we got here? Hero, Ground Zero, I like a lot. Another real catchy kind of folky track. What else? Beads on One String, also pretty strong. I Don't Want to Get Wise, Detour, all really strong tunes. Some mellow tunes, some more up-tempo rockers. Again, like I said, nothing overly heavy, but it just sounds like The Who. You got Townsend's all sorts of different textures and tones and colors. You got Zach Starkey, only had a couple tunes. You know, this album took so long to put together. Zach was busy doing a lot of other stuff, so missing him on a lot of the album. But you got various other drummers filling in. Okay, you got Pino Palladino doing some bass here and there. Let's see if I can get you some of the musicians who played on this. Oh, God, the lighting is terrible here, guys, so I might not be able to do that. Let's see, what else? Who else is on here? Bass, Gus Seifert, Andrew Sinowitz on acoustic guitars. Like I said, Pino Palladino and Zach Starkey appear on a few tracks. You know what? There's a bunch of other guys on here, but the lighting is so terrible in here that really not allowing me to read the booklet. So, but I dig it. You know, we gave it. If I were to give this a rating, 0 to 5, probably a really solid 3.5 or 4. The more you listen to it, the more you like it. Granted, it's not Who's an extra quadrophenia. As long as you kind of go past that, all right. Better than It's Hard, I think so. Better than Endless Wire, I think so. So a pretty strong album. Townsend getting back to writing those memorable rock anthems, and that's what it's all about with The Who, right? So I dig it. Check it out if you haven't already. It's memorable. So how about this place, all right? So Chatham Brewing Company, or Chatham Brewery, I should say, right? Chatham Brewing. Okay, that is what it's called. So you got a whole list of beers here. If you like the lighter stuff, you got a local Hero Pilsner. You've got a checkered past Czechoslovakian style Pilsner. I had one of those. Amazing. One of the best Pilsners I've had in a long time. You got a raspberry wheat American wheat beer, 5% ABV. I just sampled that. That's what I got, a little bit left of that here. Farmer's Daughter rye IPA brewed with local rye. You got a Nor'easter, which is American IPA, 6.5% ABV. You got a Bombo Genesis, which is Imperial IPA at 8.5%. Pineapple Bombo, Pineapple Dippa, okay, double IPA, 8.5%. Cranberry Goss for all you sour folks out there. Wild Berry Fizz for you hard seltzer lovers. Got a lot of seltzer lovers these days. 9-pin cider. Got a bourbon barrel brown ale, a dry Irish stout, a hazelnut porter, a lager rhythm, which is a winter red lager at 5.5%. That sounds pretty interesting. I wish I would have tried that. And of course, an imperial coffee stout at 8.5%. In addition, you got a wide selection of lunch and dinner entrees. You got burgers, chicken sandwiches, you got fish and chips, which I have, which is very good. A lot of mac and cheese options. A lot of people ordering the mac and cheese. You got wings, you got salmon, all sorts of stuff. You got a wine selection, spirits, soft drinks, the whole 9 yards. So it's a full service restaurant in addition to being a brewery in a very small little town. Like I said, Chatham, New York, out in the middle of nowhere. 59 Main Street, Chatham, New York, 12037 is the zip code. So if you're in this area, unless you live in New York and you're just kind of like driving around, I don't know if you'd get here, but I do want to give these guys a plug because they've been very kind to us today. The beer and the food was very, very good, so well worth making the trek up here. We're actually doing a couple of brewery stops today on this little tour of this region of upstate New York. So we'll be visiting the Suarez family brewery next, sampling some of their beers and doing another review for you. So stay tuned for that, okay? If you're a Happy the Man fan, you're going to want to check out our next episode on the road, New York State Brewery. So go out and get The Who, self-titled. It's quite good. And while you're at it, if you're in upstate New York, visit the Chatham Brewery. I am Pete Pardo. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're on YouTube all the damn time. So we'll see you guys from Suarez Brewery in a little while, all right? Take care, guys. Bye-bye.